I run a program called Race Talks, and one of the people at Race Talks says, how do I talk to black people? And they're like, really? You talk to black people like you talk to any other colored person. It was a white guy who asked the question. I appreciated that he felt safe to ask the question. I appreciated that, because I'm sure there were some other people who had the same question. How do I develop relationship with people who are other? You can practice by developing relationship with people who are like you. For instance, your neighbors. I ask this question at Race Talks every month. How many of you know your neighbors? And because I'm a former third grade teacher, I like to have people take their time, wait till I finish the question, which is, do you know your neighbors 3 to the left, 3 to the right, and 3 across from you? And by know, I mean, do you know their name? Have you been in their home? They've been in your home, and you have their phone number. It's hard to hurt someone that you know. If you get to know someone, then you understand that they have the same likes and dislikes as you. Maybe you have more in common with someone who is an other than you have with someone who looks exactly like you. Building relationships has a lot to do with racial prejudice. We tend to all be prejudiced, and that's good, because being prejudiced means to prejudge. For instance, when I'm crossing the street, I need to prejudge whether I should step out there or not. And because I'm older, I've had a lot of prejudgment about crossing the street, whereas if I was a 3-year-old child standing at a corner, I have no knowledge of what's coming. So I can judge how far away a car is and go, I'm not gonna make it. This car is coming too fast. I know how fast I walk. I'd better stay here on the corner. So that's good. Prejudice is not bad. It's just prejudging. What's bad about prejudice is when you keep it and you have found that it's not necessary. The reason that prejudice is involved in racial relations is because people tend to make assessments of folks that they don't know, that they don't understand. Dr. Asa Hilliard said that there were 4 things that cause problems between people and countries. That was ignorance, fear, envy, and greed. Ignorance, I see you, you're different than I am, I don't know who you are, I don't understand your ways. And fear, this is where the prejudice goes into fear. I don't know what you're going to do to me. You know, you might not be friendly. You might not like me. You might hurt me. You might take what I have. Then I see you and you look like you're doing pretty good. You seem to be happy. You look like you're thriving. Now I'm starting to get a little envious. Well, how come that person has that? You know, I wish I had what he had. I wish I had a camera. I wish I had that big car. I wish I had the money to take the trips to Mar-a-Lago. Then there's the greed. Well, I'm going to get that for myself. And so then you go and you do that. So prejudice is kind of a precursor to racism and all the problems and war. And relationship stops that. If you get to know someone, then you might know that this person is working 80 hours a week to have the things that they have. Maybe you will decide you don't want that. One of the questions I ask at Race Talks too is, how many of you, if you're white, how many of you have people of color who are your friends, your speed dial friends? And if you're a person of color, how many white people or people of other ethnicities do you have that are on your speed dial? Now by speed dial, I mean, this is a person you call to say, hey, you know, I can't figure out what to do today. I got nothing to do. You got some time to blow. You want to go catch a movie. This is a person you call up to say, hey, let's go have a drink. I got a promotion. I want to go celebrate. This is the person you call at 2 o'clock in the morning and say, the husband and I had an argument. I need to talk. Can I come over? You develop relationships with people and you never know who's going to be a good friend to you. I have friends of all different ethnicities. They fill different needs for me. No one person fills all of my needs. I like to have relationships with people of all different ethnicities and ages. It's kind of like eating. Steak is okay, but I wouldn't want it every day. I like stew. Every mouthful is different.